Hello, my name is Michael Tison. I've been making knives now for approximately 10 years. I've been an enthusiast all my life, as most young boys were in Florida, because I am a Florida native. Started going to knife shows as a young boy and was an enthusiast. Never had the opportunity to buy a handmade knife. So approximately 10 years ago, a lifetime friend of ours, which is a maker by the name of Bill Simons, offered to help me start making knives, which I did. So Bill Simons is my mentor. He makes basically slip joints. People that don't know what slip joints are, they are knives that do not lock open. They are held open and closed with spring tension. It's a traditional pocket knife, been around for many, many years. I got into slip joints. There were very few people making slip joints at the time, and there's still not a lot of people making them. And the reason I got into those is because they are a traditional knife. I try to make the knives as good as possible, although there are a lot of makers that make knives that are much better than mine. I try to make knives similar to Tony Bow's, because that is the kind of knife that I enjoy making. Anybody can do it. Doesn't take a lot of equipment. I have a bandsaw. I cut my own blades out. I have a Bader grinder. I grind my own blades. I do my own heat treating. Use different types of handle material, anything from pearls to wood to horn, man-made materials. Make order knives. It's just a passion that it takes very little equipment, a lot of patience, and a lot of time. Anybody that's interested can contact me. I have an email address. You can call me. I'll talk to you, discuss what you want. But remember, I do not make liner locks. I do not make lockbacks. I make slip joints. So if anybody is interested, just give me a call. Okay, a little history of the slip joint. Simply put, you have a frame, you have a spring, you have a blade. Because of the spring, the way it sits in the frame, as such, this is what keeps the blade open and closed. Here's the closed position roughly. Here's the open position, roughly. I know it's very difficult to see this, but what holds this knife open and closed is this spring right here. The blade actually lifts the spring as it opens and closes, holding it open and closed. This is a knife that I put together recently. This is called a Eureka Jack. It's a two-blade knife. It's got swedges. I don't know if they're easily seen, but you can see swedges on the blade. These are for different reasons. A lot of times they're on there just for looks. Long pulls, or you can do nail nicks, which are made for your thumb. This is where you pull the blade up and down, close the knife. This is a two-blade. You can see the other blade, which would be two springs and two blades. One spring riding on each blade. You can hear it snap. If you can hear that, that's called walk and talk. Knife opens and closes. This is a shield. This is a bomb shield. There are several different shield patterns. The thing about a slip joint, to make a slip joint work properly and to sell, the knife has to be flush closed and flush open. Spring and blade, one continuous piece, cannot feel it at all. The blades need to lay in the center of the frame. The blades need to be within approximately 1/8 of an inch from the end of the spring. We don't want a real short blade and a long knife. Handle materials vary. This is a piece of bone that I have jigged and dyed to be the color that I like it to be. You can make them darker, you can make it any color of the rainbow. These are called threads. It's done with a small triangular file, and it's mostly just for aesthetic purposes. The finish on my blades are all what is called a scratch finish, and I don't think you'll be able to see it, but if you can, there are longitudinal lines that is a real fine finish. I do not polish my blades. This is a scratch finish. I use various materials, ATS 34, 154, CPM, S30V, just about any kind of blade steel that you prefer, we can put in a knife. The edge quality, the edge holding quality of the steels we use generally far surpass any factory made knife. If you want to take a factory knife, compare it, because people wonder why a custom knife is the price it is. If you'll just take a pocket knife you buy from a local hardware store, open and close it, look at this joint right here. Look how the springs and the blade fit in the frame, and you can immediately see the quality. These knives fit flawlessly. They pivot very easily. They open and close easily. There again, long pulls on both blades. Swedges on both blades. A multitude of different blade designs. This happens to be a spear point. The small blade is a pin blade. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to give me a call. People do not realize how many variables you can put in one simple pocket knife. I can talk to you for hours as to what you want, what kind of shield you want, what color bone you want, blade designs, bolsters, both ends, one end, no bolsters at all, half stops. I can make the blade where it will stop in this position and the spring be flush. As you see, this one's not. It does not have a stop, a half stop. An English half stop, the blade would be flush here in the half open position. I make anything from single blade to 5 blades, or anything in between.